Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's short video. My name is Gerald from Trading Waves, and we're taking a look at CADCHF as our video, as our instrument for today's video, rather. So in CADCHF, if one is just looking at the sequence or the Elliott wave sequence there, we propose that that's wave X in the green degree, meaning that we should be having a wave Y lower in the green degree, right? So within wave Y itself, we have had a W. The question is whether the X is complete here or whether the X is going to complete higher at some other area level higher, the X in purple, before we can see the move to the downside within wave Y in the purple degree of Y in the green degree, right? Now, to determine that, we make use of the Fibonacci extension tool to check just how far has wave Y in white within X in purple went. Okay, so this is wave W in white, wave X in white. This is wave Y of X, that wave Y of X there. It seems to have reached 100%. Now, can we expect it to exceed 100% there? Can we expect it to reach 123.6? Ordinarily, yes, we would. Typically, we would expect that. We actually would even expect it to reach 161.8% there. But would that be the case? Can that be expected to be the case here? Bearing in mind that the peak of green wave X is over there. If this price goes higher, it will have went above the peak of green wave X. So our expectation would be a move to the downside. But this move here doesn't look convincing. It looks rather like a corrective continuation pattern to the upside. So what happens if it goes higher and breaks above this peak? Do we still expect a wave Y lower after that? Or do we then say this move to the upside is done? Okay, so this is some of the questions that one needs to ask themselves when doing analysis and when verifying whether the count that they have is right and whether one can change or should change their view. This is important because it gives you an indication or some level of confidence whether you can look to trade this to the upside or not. Imagine being a trader, you've got your analysis, and this is the view that you have, right? And mind you, this is not the only view on CADCHF, but this is the view I'm presenting. Suppose this is the view you have, and you want to look to trade. Are you going to confidently trade upside on the basis of what appears to be a consolidation for more upside, or are you going to be able to trade downside with confidence, looking at the fact that this seems to be a corrective structure for more upside, despite the fact that your count tells you that you have reached an extreme area, and in Elliott wave expectations or terms, the expectation should be that we see more downside. But we are not seeing any move here that which is as convincing as this one, for instance, that which would confirm that we are expecting more downside. We're not seeing a move that which is as convincing as that one, for instance. From this point, that which can confirm that we're expecting more up or more downside, or a move similar to that one there. So what does one do in an instance like that? Okay, so we have developed in-house guidelines, which we use when it comes to situations like this to establish whether we can confidently trade this move to the downside. In fact, we can confidently close the cycle to the upside first and say our X is done there. We are quite confident, maybe a 95% confidence level that X is done there, and we are expecting to see more downside as a result. All right, so those guidelines help us in deciding that, and they're related to the position of the RSI, taking into account the Elliott wave rules themselves. So if one was to decide on the basis of those guidelines, one could very easily, with a high level of confidence, predict where the price should go from current level, whether it should be downside or whether it's going to continue to the upside. Okay, So if one isn't, you happen to be interested in knowing how that's done, our website address is www.trading-waves.com. Then there's a couple of offerings that we have there, that which includes these guidelines that I'm referring to, which should assist us in determining whether we're going up or down at this point. This is a very critical point, especially because these legs are now equal. It's very crucial to know whether to sell at this stage or whether to look to buy at this stage. Okay. I hope this video is of value to you, and we will hope and we're looking forward to welcoming you on board as part of the family. Cheers.